Elon Musk just brought Alex Jones back on Twitter, but why? What's the strategic goal here? Now, of course, he put it to a vote on Twitter to essentially disassociate himself from complete responsibility and say that he's just for freedom of speech. And this is obviously a big newsworthy moment. Alex Jones has been banned from Twitter for about 5 years, originally banned back in the 2018 period. So why? Why is Elon Musk doing this? I think it's beyond just the idea of freedom of speech. So to understand this, one, let's look at a few things. Alex Jones, whether you hate him or not, is interestingly enough a powerful figure. How and why is that? I think it's because of just the memes, memology, memetics, all that good stuff. So even if you're on Twitter or you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, the probability of you seeing a meme that is loosely associated with Alex Jones and any conspiracy theory is pretty high, especially among certain networks within social media. What that means is he's culturally and socially still relevant, regardless of what he says or what platform he's speaking on. So let's extrapolate that a little bit more. Alex Jones back in 2018 was canceled from everything, which was a very interesting example in just how government power can affect a few things. He was obviously targeted, whether right or wrong. And within about a month, every social media platform and every money processor from PayPal to MasterCard and Visa completely shut him down. I remember reading some story that he was actually trying to run a radio station out of his house, and the FBI or government actually came in and took away the radio station, something ridiculous like that. So he was obviously targeted. So since then, Alex Jones has been on the fringe, but he's continued to do his show, and that hasn't stopped him. I don't know how he made his money because you get so much revenue from just being on all these social media platforms, regardless of what you say. So I don't know how he got his revenue, but the most important factor is he stayed relevant, and he was still a prolific commentator with a lot of people reposting or re-uploading his content for him. And of course, some of those accounts, especially on Twitter, were banned. Some of them have come back. But the key to remember is this: what is Elon Musk actually trying to do with Twitter? Originally, you could argue that his goal was to make money, and it was a good acquisition. But I think that's further and further from the truth, as it seems to be mostly politically motivated. And that's what we're seeing in the most recent month, I think, as some of his largest donors and sponsors are actually pulling out of Twitter, at least for the time being, to suffocate Twitter of money. So that creates an interesting strategic scenario, because if you're Elon Musk and you're telling people that you're going to do whatever you want to do, regardless of the money, you still need engagement on the platform. And what that also means is now traditional institutional people, like the big money people, like a Disney trying to give Twitter money for advertising, are no longer there. So how are you going to compensate for that? Well, whether it's really his ideology or not, the only alternative, of course, is to say you're for free speech. So free speech in a capitalist country can be lucrative, and that's what I think Elon Musk is going to be testing out. So even though he said Alex Jones would never be back on the Twitter platform, that has changed. And a year ago, Elon Musk wasn't in a lawsuit with Media Matters, a giant media conglomerate that we talked about on our last episode. And he also wasn't being attacked by big corporations as a source of his income. So strategically, Alex Jones does a few things for the Twitter platform. One, controversy. And by controversy, I mean media. It keeps Twitter in the news and relevant. If all these major media platforms are going to blacklist you and blacklist your platform, you need to do things to still maintain relevancy. And even if it's controversial, if you look up Elon Musk and Alex Jones, it's some of the top trending stuff on any major media outlet. So even though they might have a negative connotation, that means you're in the public eye. That's probably what Elon Musk wants. Two, you're rewarding, quote unquote, an ally. I don't want to say Alex Jones and Elon Musk are allies, so to speak, but they do have some of the same enemies. Media Matters, who Elon Musk is currently in a lawsuit with, was actually one of the biggest drivers behind getting Alex Jones banned. Media Matters was smart to do this because before he was banned from anything, Alex Jones was gaining in popularity. He was already a pretty popular figure, but a lot of the stuff that he said was able to reach audiences very quickly and very well, especially during the Trump administration. So Alex Jones was able to kind of maintain his ethos, his memeability, his personality, his character through those networks. And so once he was banned, then the fight was really on. And so even amidst the 5 years, Alex Jones has been at odds with now what it looks like the people who are at odds with Elon Musk. So, from a strictly political perspective, which what's the principle of politics? I often say is politics is about rewarding your friends and hurting your enemies. So, this kind of makes uh, it kind of makes Elon Musk and Alex Jones friends because they have the same enemy. So this is really interesting because what are Twitter's stated goals? It's not just about social media. He wants it to become a payment platform. Alex Jones has huge followings on Twitter, so he could actually be getting revenue from this. How's Alex Jones going to use the revenue that he's going to get from Twitter? It's going to continue to promote his message and grow his own empire, which is going to be at odds with people like Media Matters. So this is really interesting because it almost seems strictly politically motivated. Elon Musk knows who he is at odds with. So now Alex Jones coming in the ring with his powerful media personality and his mimetic capabilities should be pretty interesting. And I think in a lot of ways will actually help counter the Media Matters narrative around Twitter. Now, where this could be a bad decision is it might give more of a formal reason for some of those donors to never come back to Twitter. And they will use Alex Jones as the reason. So, Walmart and all these players saying that they're not going to advertise on Twitter beforehand, maybe had some loose excuses around some of the things that Elon Musk was saying, but now they can actually link it and say, actually, we have decided to not be a part of any social media platform in which Alex Jones is a part of. And that will kind of further divide things. So Elon Musk is now going to have to double down on the audience that he wants to attract. So this is interesting because this is going to see Twitter or X's business model really change in the fact that I think it's going to be more heavily reliant upon the amount of actual users, which I think is their goal. And the more controversy you have on a social media platform, I think the more it drives adoption. And Twitter is going to be key for that. So why is Elon Musk letting Alex Jones back on Twitter? I don't think it just has to do with freedom of speech. I think it's about, one, rewarding Alex Jones for fighting against people that Elon Musk is now going to be fighting as well. Whether he likes it or not, it could be a smart strategic move. Two, it's a business move. If you can't counter corporate funding for your social media platform, you have to double down on the users. And so Alex Jones might drive further corporate donations away, but it might drive usership and activity, and that's what Elon Musk will need. The third part that I guess you could argue is Elon Musk could actually be gaining control of a certain faction of people that Alex Jones brings to the table. What that means is if this is the only platform that Alex Jones is actually on, that actually gives Elon Musk quite a bit of power over someone like Alex Jones. I think you saw that in their Twitter live where Elon Musk essentially doubled down and said, you made a mistake about certain mass shootings like Sandy Hook. And Alex Jones said, yes, I did. And that was definitely a power play. So kind of like I'm allowing you on my platform, you're going to play by my rules. So this gives Elon Musk a great deal of power over any community that he is going to decide to let in. So I think this is a good strategic move based on what I think Elon Musk is looking to get out of Twitter. I think he sees no end in sight for corporate donor bans from Twitter. So I think he's going to double down on community initiatives, which is going to be good and bad, as the more he doubles down on those community initiatives, I think that's going to invite more fringe networks to come to Twitter, which could be good. That's where a lot of memes are generated, and memes drive a lot of power in our current social structure and economy. But it also means it's definitely going to create a wall for any normal corporation, quote unquote, normal corporation that wants to get involved. Because just like you saw where a lot of people called out Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for having Alex Jones content on there, you're going to see people call out any brand that decides to advertise on Twitter for advertising on Twitter where quote unquote radicals might be. So we're definitely setting up for, I think, a pretty interesting showdown come 2024, especially during the election cycle. And you're going to see a lot of network bubbles around Twitter. It's going to be very interesting if just a few more people, especially someone like Donald Trump, who has already posted once on Twitter, but what if they come back more full time? And what other banned people might come back to Twitter under Elon Musk's rule? So this isn't just about ideology. There, of course, is a business aspect to it. I think Elon Musk is the king of knowing what's strictly business and what's strictly political.